Boom. Here we go. How many maps are we in total? 21 maps. 21 brand new maps have been built for this competition. This is it. Good luck and have fun. We have the Battle of the Aces. Carl Jr., Complex Statics, Wosao, and Shorty in the first map. Technical definition by Aegis. Now this is definitely a technical definition. Hardcore tag map. One of the only hardcore tag maps in this map pack. As you can see right here, Wosao learning the route. It is tough to remember. They are also longer than the others. Coming up to the end. Which finish is going to be the fastest? There is a finish right here on the left, but also a ring finish right there. All right, guys. Good luck and have fun. Here we go. On board with Carl Jr. Let's see how quickly he remembered the map. Okay, he does remember the slides. Wow, big brain Jose over here. But he gets a no slide. The triple world champion is actually no sliding. We do have Shorty in first place right now. Bit of a wide turn. Carl Jr. will land smooth in the slope, as you can see. And he is actually overtaking Shorty for that first position. Carl Jr. with the attack. Shorty has forgotten. He got confused. And now what is Carl Jr. gonna do in the end? He's gonna go for the left fin. And it is oh so much faster. It is oh so much faster. Wosao also going for the left fin. But there you have it. Carl Jr. has figured out that the left finish is indeed faster. Here we go. Round number 2. Shorty got lost. But he can redeem himself in this next round. He was the player that had the best start. However, Carl Jr. is currently leading. Shorty in second. Wosao is struggling a little bit together with Complex. But they are not too far behind. A mistake is lurking in the shadows. Carl Jr. will land smooth again. Everyone else does not. Oh, Complex has actually gotten a smooth landing. And I have no binding for Complex. That is quite unfortunate. But Carl now in first. Wosao with a lot of speed is actually overtaking everyone. Going for the left fin. It is Shorty going straight. And he's losing out. Shorty was second before the finish. And now he is last. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is so much slower. But Carl Jr. Guys. 20 points right now for Carl Jr. He has won back-to-back. It is Wosao who is actually missing the CP and he respawns all the way at the start. Oh no. He is insta-respawning all the way at the start. Shorty in second place. Complex is also struggling a little bit here. Oh, not a smooth landing again for Shorty. And we see how important it is to get that smooth line. Carl Jr. is on his way to go for the clean sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, Shorty actually no slides. Is he gonna get overtaken by Complex? No, Complex was too far behind. But man, there's a lot of struggles right now in this match. The map is definitely difficult. It is hard to remember, but you can see Carl Jr. is capable of doing good rounds here. We will go into the next round. Carl Jr. is looking oh so good. Can he go for the complete clean sweep? Ooh, Shorty with the no slide again. Complex right now is battling with Carl. However, he then collides with the wall. And that leaves a nice clean win for Carl once again. is getting the smooth lines. Wosao is trying his best. But it is going to be the man of the match here. Carl Jr. going for another victory. He is getting another nice time there. Another world record. 39.25. Clean sweep by Carl Jr. He is here to play. He arrived. He is the seed number 1. And he is showing why he is the seed number 1 as well on this first match. First map. All right. Here we go. Map number 2. This one is going to be interesting. Because there is a section in the middle with a reactor boost. And you need to get enough speed to clear the jump. Or actually to clear the jump nice and smooth. Let's see if Carl is gonna get it. So I'm talking about this jump right here. So they think that you have to land on the platform most likely, like Carl did. But you can zoop it all over. You can zoop it all over. And we do have a risky finish. So let's see who is actually gonna do the risky fin. Let's see if Wosao is gonna figure out the risky finish. He does. He did find it, but he noticed that he did not have the speed. He noticed that he did not have the speed. Good luck. Here we go. Carl Jr. with the best time in the warm-up. Gets a good start. Gets a lot of speed. Will he clear the jump? I think he has enough speed. And he does have enough speed. Look at that beautiful jump there by Carl Jr. All the other players are struggling because they did not have the speed. And it is Carl Jr. who is looking also fine. But he is going for the safe finish. Okay. I respect it. Wow! Wosao with the snipe. Everyone else went for the safe finish. But it is Carl Jr. who is just... Man... Can anyone stop this man? Can anyone stop this guy? He is gaming. He has arrived. 23 points ahead. Okay. Let's go on board with Wosao. He goes very tight. And they crash. It is only Carl who is gonna have the clear jump again. And look at that, guys. It is Carl Jr. once again. Just going at it. He is absolutely cracked. He keeps on going and going. And he also knows the risky finish. I mean, is there anyone that can beat him right now? Is there anyone that can beat him right now? Unbelievable. He is gonna go for the absolute clean victory royale here. And he will not even see the final map. Whew. But you can still battle for second place because 33 points for Wosao, Shorty with 23 and Complex with 22. The battle for second place is still important, guys. It is still important. Okay, Complex might have it here. Nope. It is only Carl who gets it. I think Complex released in the jump, actually. Complex going extremely wide. Oh my god, he hits the card on the left. It's just full on full on vibing with Carl. Unbelievable. He is absolutely insane. 7 wins out of 7 rounds so far. Unfreaking believable. Complex is arriving right now. But it is Carl who goes wide. Complex going extremely tight. Does he have enough speed? Nope. It is Shorty, however, who gets a nice run. He is giving Carl the denial. Carl is getting denied. Unbelievable. He is stopped. He is stopped. He got stopped. Carl can be defeated. You have just seen it right here in front of your eyes. Carl Jr. has been defeated. Shorty has done the job. He has done the job. All right. Now we are going to a very interesting map, ladies and gentlemen. A tech map. Right here. However, the end is freaking cracked. So there are two finishes, ladies and gentlemen. We have a ring finish right here. And a very safe finish on the right. Now, I will say these people are probably not gonna go for the ring fin. But who knows? Maybe they will. It's very difficult. It is not easy. As you can see right here, guys. As you can see right here. It is not easy. It is not easy. You gotta have a specific line on the sausage. But it's worth it. It is worth it. It is definitely worth it. 76 points for Carl Jr. Wosao, 40 points. Shorty, 39. And Complex with 29 points. Complex is not doing a good job right now. All right. Here we go. First round. Shorty finding himself in last place. But even if Shorty is in last place, he could still win the round if he gets the risky finish. Who is going to go for the risky finish? That is going to be the question. Carl Jr. goes very wide. We will have some new lines coming up right here. An outside line by Shorty. It is Carl Jr. who goes for it. And he gets it. But Wosao was already so far ahead as Shorty is trying his best. But he does not have the line. And he has to surrender for the safe finish. He has to surrender for the safe finish. He did try to outsmart the map by going outside. But maybe it is actually not going outside. Maybe you do not want to go outside on the sausage block. Who knows? We will have round number 2 coming in. Here we go. Shorty with nice speed right now. Wosao in second. The end is getting closer. Who is it gonna be? Oh! No way! Complex tried to go for it, but I don't have his binding. I don't have the binding for Complex. But everyone seems to be going for the safe finish. Besides Complex. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle right here. Here we go then. Round number 3. Complex with a huge mistake. Complex is the player of the Diamonds team and he's not performing for his team whatsoever. But Shorty and Carl Jr. are battling it out. Shorty is doing good right now. Will he be able to get the end? Carl Jr. might go for an attempt if he gets the line nice. He does seem to have enough speed, but he's not going for it. It is Shorty who goes for the safe finish. And Shorty will get the safe finish here. 10 points to Shorty. Shorty is catching up to Wosil because Wosil is not having a holly jolly time right now. The risky finish, you have to go inside the sausage, triangle checkpoint, and then you make it. Complex is trolling. Complex is not having a good time. Carl Jr. also has made a big mistake, so it is up a battle between Wosal and Shorty. Wosal could potentially get the victory here if he gets the risky fin. He is going for it, but he doesn't have the line. Carl Jr. He gets second place. He has figured out the line. He has figured out the line. He went through the triangle and into the finish. Shorty gets the 10 points though, but Carl Jr. is already up to triple digits. And ladies and gentlemen, we are arriving at some of my maps right now. Another Knight Rider map coming up. We have Rollin' Through the Storm by myself. This map is quite dank. Probably one of my better maps that I have built. And let's see if these guys are gonna figure out the route here. It's quite dark. Going up. Nice respawn by these guys to figure out how to do it. There you go. Nice long drift to the left. Jump up to the road. It is quite difficult to learn a map in camera 3. As you can see, Carl is struggling just a little bit. There we go. And then you obviously jump up here and to the finish, which is a very simple jump. Everyone has succeeded so far, but it was a very struggling warm-up here by the people. As we are going, Carl Jr. could potentially get finalist status right here. Nice and smooth line by Shorty and Wosal. They have figured out the start. Can be done. Almost full speed. But this is quite difficult to time. Carl Jr. very, very wide here. Shorty, however, has figured out the lines. Moves up to position 1. Carl Jr. not getting a lot of speed in this tech section. Forgets that he needs to drift here. It is going to be Wosal attacking. Carl Jr. goes for a little bit of a wheelie bounce. Shorty on his way to get first place. Is Wosal able to get the finish jump? Yes, he can. And it is Shorty getting the 10 points. Complex is just struggling really, really hard right now. Carl Jr. only getting 4 points right now. Maybe Carl Jr. is banking that his finalist runs are going to be on the maps where he was performing in the start already. Here we go. Oh, Carl Jr. misses his gear, but his car looks all too sexy in the night mode. There we go. Very nice and speedy section. Complex goes a little bit too wide. Carl Jr. is wide arriving right now, but he's drifting too much and loses out on a lot of speed. It is Wosal clipping the inside. Carl Jr. now gets the jump quite nicely. Not all too smooth. Everyone is in shambles. And it is Carl Jr. who actually wins the round. And Shorty gets second because all the other players are tumbling on the end sector. Unfortunate stuff there by the people. Complex really not showing up for Team Diamonds. 49 points. Not having a fantastic time right now. Round number 3 coming up. Complex with a great start, however. Is this the moment where Complex is gonna change the ways? Okay, Wosal also doing good. Carl Jr. clips his wheels. Barely making the jump still. But it's a nice fight between Complex and Wosal. Wosal not getting the greatest lines. It is Complex. Oh my lord. He is not jumping high enough. And he has to surrender his first place to Wosal. And Wosal now getting closer to Shorty. He is actually going to overtake Shorty in points right now. The battle for second place is still really, really close, guys. Here we go. Last round on this map. Carl Jr. will not get finalist because we're playing to 140 points, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a start by Complex. I completely missed it because I was ranting about the points. I mean, I wasn't ranting. I was just explaining that we play 140 points right now. Complex is on his way to get 10 points. Is this going to be the turning of the tables? The turning of the gods? Complex, can he make this jump? He finally does get the jump. But Carl Jr. with a much better line. But the end jump is going to decide it. It is going to be Complex winning his first 10 points right here. And there you go. A very nice round here by everyone. Carl Jr. could potentially close out the match on the next map. He could close it out. We will go into another map made by myself. Back and Forward is the title of this map. One warm-up. Carl at 123 points. Wosail 90 points. Shorty 90 points. And Complex 65 points. Let's see how these guys are going to figure it out. Carl is going for the scenic round by the looks of it. Shorty currently in first place. Looking good, looking good. Is this the 5th map? I think this is the... Yep, this is the final map right now. This is the final Mapparuski. Okay, so there is a gear change in the start. You do want to get the gear shift at the first dirt section. But it seems like everyone has finished the map, which is good. And we are going into the first live round. Carl Jr., he needs 17 more points in order to get finalist mode. Is he going? He got the upper gear, which is good. But can he remember the map after this? Carl is going for the scenic route. Shorty knows how to take turnovers. And it is looking really good for Shorty. We do have Wosil in second place. The battle for second is still happening. Complex is trying to catch up. Complex with a good ending. Could maybe get second here. Oh my god. And it is Shorty who gets first place. Wosal in second. Complex in third. And Carl Jr. is struggling to remember where to go on this map. 126 points. It do be like Shorty is catching up. Okay, Wosal missed the gear. Carl Jr. has collided with the wall once again. That is not what you want. Shorty is on his way to get another 10-pointer. Let me go to Complex here. Complex. Oh my god, Wosal. What kind of line was that? Goes for a super ultra inside line. Complex, however, could potentially snipe the round if he gets good speed here, but he doesn't. He is saving too much. It is looking like Shorty is going to get another 10-point victory here. Yep, he does get another 10-pointer. All right. Just got to confirm that Carl is alive still. Okay, now he gets a good start. But Complex has that fantastic start. Carl Jr. He knows how to do it now. He doesn't know how to do it now. He is still going for a scenic approach. As we now have Complex in first, Shorty in second. Complex needs these points. And maybe the second rotation could help Complex out to make a comeback. That is a good time, actually. What is my author time here? 36:33 by me. Okay. Complex going for the comeback. Carl Jr., if he manages to win this 10 points, he will go into the map, the first map, with finalist status. Here he goes. Carl Jr. is going for a fantastic start again. Shorty with a nice line. Complex in second. Oh, but Complex is not controlling his gears that good in this section. However, he goes for wide exit speed. But will it be enough to catch up to Shorty? No, it will not be enough to catch up to Shorty. And we will go to the first map again. Shorty is, however, catching up and closing the gap rapidly. Unbelievable. And now we are back in the technical definition. We know what Carl was doing on this map, but maybe the second time around, he is able to get beaten. Maybe he is able to get destroyed. All right, just shoveling my deck of cards already. Will Carl Jr. be defeated on this map? He is looking very, very fast. He is looking very fast here. That is something else. Here we go. Carl Jr. 136 points. If Carl gets last here, he will not be finalist mode. He will be sitting at 139 points. But look at the start. Complex is close though. Shorty also doing a good job right now. It is Carl Jr. holding the fort. But people need to get the jump here. And it does look like Carl is the only one that has figured out how to actually clear that jump. Complex is doing a good job as well. But it is just Carl looking all too good here. And he wins it. 39-17. That's a new record on this map. Will he close out the match in his first finalist attempt? And then get the 14 points for the team of hearts. Here we go. Complex has already made a mistake. Shorty is really trying his best to stay ahead of the beast, the animal, Carl Jr. But can he do it? He is not getting a good line, I think. Can he clear this jump? He can clear the jump. So it's all gonna be decided in the ending stage of this map. Carl Jr. with more exit speed. We are going into the final drift. Is what's gonna decide everything. Carl Jr. or Shorty. It is going to be Shorty. No! It is Carl Jr. with the victory here. GG's, man. What a round by Carl Jr. Unbelievable performance as well. But look how close it got actually, guys. 138 points for Shorty. Shorty definitely put up a great fight. It is just that Carl figured out some of the maps way quicker than all of the other players. And who is gonna get second though? We have to remember, second place is still gonna get a lot of points as well. Complex could potentially still get points for the team of diamonds. Well, maybe not with that round. Shorty on his way to get finalist status himself. There he goes. Shorty now with finalist status. Who is gonna get second. Will Shorty close it out right here in his first finalist attempt as well, just like Carl Jr. did? We have a mistake by Wosal. So it is between Complex and Shorty right now. And we have seen Complex make a lot of mistakes. Will he be able to defeat Shorty right now? Nope. It is going lights out. It is over. Shorty is going to get second place here. He has a full second ahead of the others. And he closes it. GG! Wait. GG! Carl Jr. wins the match. Shorty gets second. Wosal in third. And Complex in last place. There it is, guys. There it is.